Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm TJ.
And I'm Lance. And welcome to Two Sibs
in a podcast. Right. I think last time on our first episode, we talked about our childhood. And we forgot to mention a very important detail of our childhood.
And can you tell them about it?
Yes. And that is, drumroll please. Both of us don't know how to ride a bike.
Yes.
I mean, yes, I don't know what happened, but yes, we don't know how to ride a bike.
And I don't know why we have to tell you this, but we think that we find it important to tell you this. Okay, so let's proceed to our next topic.
It may not be important for them, but it is important for us.
Because
I would always ask my mom, why we don't know how to ride a bike?
And we just want to blame her. We just want to blame our parents, you know?
I know, blame is a strong word.
It is.
But yes, we would always question them. Why we don't know how to ride a bike? But anyway, moving on. Lance, can you please introduce them to our topic for today?
Okay, so our topic for this episode is about our Schoolin life. So we will talk about our experiences and good days and even the bad days, starting in our grade school up until college.
Uni life, yeah.
Uni life in general. So because you're the older sister, can you please begin and tell them your experiences in grade school?
So we'll start with grade school.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What I can remember, because this is true for the both of us, is that our school back in our hometown in Cadiz is just a walking distance from our house. But for some reason, probably laziness, we still ride the tricycle.
And the fare then
was only
3 pesos?
Correct us if we're wrong, but I think around that.
3 pesos,
3 pesos, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. And, well, you know, in our defense, while the school is literally in front of our house, there is some considerable walking distance that we have to do
for our little legs back
yes.
then. Yeah.
And the entrance of our school then was not really in front of our house.
We have to go all the way back
at the side.
I don't know why are we defending it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we are defensive when it comes to this because people, when they would find out that we rode the tricycle just to get to our school, they would be
What?
shocked.
Why?
Why? Your school is literally in front. And well,
Oh well, it's too hot to
walk. It's too hot to walk.
We just love riding the tricycle.
Yes, you do.
Back then. Well, grade school, what I can remember is our classroom. But I really don't know how to describe it. It's we have 7 tables back then, and I was sitting at the back. And then this is just a memory of one of those days in grade school. I think it was in grade 2 or grade 1. We were having Civica and Cultura class. And then we have this book in front of us. And then the teacher is like saying, oh, turn to page this and that. Well, that was actually in Tagalog. Civica and Cultura was in Tagalog.
Yes, in Tagalog.
And then suddenly there was just a spatter of blood on my book.
Oh,
and
really?
I had nosebleed. I think it's one of those, kids things. Nosebleed, vomiting.
Yeah.
High fever in school.
Perhaps because it was really hot then.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so. And I also...
Do you take it as a metaphor?
Like what?
Having a nosebleed. and did you actually like the subject? That's what I'm also trying to...
I did like
figure out.
Civica and Cultura, but then I think in high school we call it Araling Panlipunan.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. we have really good teachers back in grade school and in secondary school.
Yes.
They're very engaging. They're very knowledgeable. But yeah, Civica at Kultura as a grade 2 student, I think, I don't know, my head is just not in there.
Mm-hmm.
And like what I've said earlier, you know, kid things, nosebleed, vomiting, high fever. And I had experienced all those three. In school, I had to be picked up because I vomited, stuff like that, you know. But also, there was one memory that really stood out back in grade school. I think I was also around grade 1 or grade 2.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the moms of my classmates approached me and said, "Oh, so ano ang imong ranking kay ara na ang top 10?" And I remembered thinking, I was like, what the hell is that? What does top 10 mean?
So I would guess it's one of the meetings that are called every grading.
I think so. Yeah. And where they would announce the top 10. But when I was in grade 2, I had no idea what top 10 is.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about in the back of my head.
So what was your answer? You actually didn't know.
I don't know. It was an honest answer from a kid. I don't know. And probably I didn't make it to top 10 anyway.
Speaking of the top 10, when did you become conscious of maintaining a grade to be in the top 10?
I became aware of the ranking, like top 10, top 20, whatever. I think I was in third grade.
Third grade.
Because actually, I was able to make it to the top 10.
Oh, really?
Our advisor back then was Mr. Hoxon, Sir Hoxon.
Yes. Who wouldn't forget him?
Of course. And I would remember our classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the very first time I made it to top 10, as far as I can remember, top 7.
You're top 7?
Yeah, I think third grade. I don't know if I was able to make it to the top 5 at the end, but yeah, that's what I can remember.
So that is very relatable to me because third grade is also, and probably the only time that I became part of the top 10. Also, Sir, and our advisor then was Sir Hoxon.
Sir Hoxon, yeah.
So yeah, he was really good.
Really
teacher.
good. And our classroom is always clean.
Yes. Speaking of that, I remember in third grade, me and my seatmate would water the euphorbia every day. Euphorbia was a thing then. It was really popular.
Yeah,
remember?
I remember, yeah.
And every day we would water the euphorbia. And the classroom was always clean.
Always clean.
Yeah.
Manglampaso, floor wax,
Yeah.
cleaners.
Yeah, every day, every morning after the flag ceremony, we would clean the classroom.
Yeah.
All of us, no excuses.
It's nice though back then. Now it's all coming back. We would do flag ceremony at 7 o'clock, and then we'd line up outside our classroom. We'll do a bit of, I don't know how you call it, calisthenics exercise.
Oh, yeah, exercise.
Bit of exercise, arms forward, upwards, upward. And then cleaners for today, stuff like that, you know. And it's fun. And then fourth grade, I think that's when I made it to top 5. I was a late bloomer. And I think you are as well.
I would say.
Yeah.
But only in high school. But we will get to that later.
Right. I think grade school, yes. So we would always play Pico, Chinese garter, although I wasn't really good at Chinese garter. There was a big kalachuchi tree. I don't know if it's still there.
It's still there. Now I think it's still there.
Yeah. And then
we would climb it. You would also climb it?
Yes. And then the flowers.
And then the flowers would,
when they fall, you make it kick. Kick sa muna bala, oo.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you and your classmates also did it when it's raining outside and you can play pico and Chinese garter and whatnot. You play jackstone.
Oh yeah. There was a time, I think I was in 3rd grade or 4th grade. I became addicted to jackstone. Every recess, I wouldn't
eat.
I would just play jackstone by myself, or when someone came along, they would join me, and then it was fun.
It was fun, actually. Yeah.
And speaking of recess, did you buy food in the canteen? Because I remember when I was in 1st grade, I didn't have money. Oh, I did have money, 20 pesos. But I also I would also bring with me snacks from home.
I can't remember anymore, to be fair. Probably the same thing. Because sometimes our helper will prepare snacks for us to bring to school. And mom or dad will give us a little amount of money in case we want to buy something in school. So probably drinks.
But the money that we had then would usually be spent for what? For the fare.
For the fare, tricycle.
Yeah.
One more thing. Recess, snack time, or when the classes are over, there are lots of food vendors outside the gate.
Oh.
And yes, you would buy their tempura.
Were you actually allowed by mom and dad, or just in secret? Because I remember.
Secret.
I remember they would give us a stern warning every time.
Yeah.
Don't buy from this, don't buy from. Well, I understand because.
Ice crumble.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Banana Q. Kamote Q.
Remember the hot cake, the yellow one?
Yes. Oh God, I love that.
Yeah.
And the sago. Ooh, good old days.
Good old days.
And I think it was also a thing in high school. Not just in elementary. Ang dulong-dulong sa tricycle.
Oh, I have a memory that I cannot just erase in my mind. Well, we know that our house is just in front of our school, right? And what happened is that I would always ask the tricycle driver, "Nong, pauli lang ko dulong palihog." And then we would bring home all of my classmates that were living the farthest. So sometimes you would go as far as Bangkiruan. And I would be the last to be brought home. And there was one time, I remember, it was exam week. And dad told me the day before, hindi na, tama na nga joyride. We called it joyride.
Joyride.
I remembered him telling me a very stern warning not to do it. Then the following day, he saw me doing it. And he didn't talk to me for a couple of days. I couldn't look at him in the eye.
You know, we do things in secret back then. Or they would find out, but towards the end.
Towards the end. Not in my case, though.
You always get caught.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I remember also in elementary, me and my friends got addicted to Farmville.
Yeah.
But I think you were already in college. Were you? Grade 5? Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But we were in elementary, and there was only one classmate, best friend of mine, who had internet connection, and the others, we had to go to the computer shops. And I remember going to the computer shop on a Saturday, and I didn't formally ask permission from our parents, and they were, I think you remember this one.
Sort of.
And they were looking for me. And then I went home happy because, I did my thing at the computer shop.
You were able to play.
I was able to harvest my fruits and vegetables in Farmville. And then I didn't know that they were worried sick about me. And I get scolded really bad.
Yeah,
I know.
really bad. Oh well. What else?
Well,
From childhood, from not from childhood, sorry, from
From-
grade school.
from grade school, all I can remember is that it was all fun and games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really take classes seriously then. Although, well, when I say that, of course, I did my homework and I
Mm.
did my projects, but to be really grade conscious, I wasn't really grade conscious then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the same thing. I only started to study or become grade conscious, I think, grade 6.
Grade 6.
And then it carried on to high
High school.
school. Yeah.
And so, we will talk about high school.
Talk
So,
about high school, yeah.
what is one memory or what can you say about your high school experience that you would want the audience to know?
High school.
Or can you say you had fun in high school?
I can say I had fun, yes.
Mhm.
Particularly because I have a really good group of friends.
Mhm.
And to be fair, we are still very close until now.
Mhm.
But for me, when you say high school, the word that would stick in my head is competition.
Mhm.
Because it's always like what I've said earlier. Grade 6, it carried on until high school. I started to become really grade conscious, and I think I shared it with you, especially during 3rd year and 4th year high school. Every time our advisor will start to get the chalk from the table and write top 10 for this and that grading. Oh my goodness.
And did this happen before the formal meeting for the parents? Every grading? Or-
yes.
Usually,
Yeah,
yeah.
usually. I would feel sick to my stomach. I would feel nauseated. I want to vomit. It's just the anxiety.
Mhm.
And to be honest, sometimes I would still get dreams about it, and you know, you still
Really?
get this. Yeah,
Really?
it's like the alarm clock that goes off
Uh-huh.
when you dream about it. You know, back in school,
Yeah.
you know, the alarm clocks. Yes, and I sort of like dread the moment. You know, every time stop like that, and for me, it's like it goes in a slow motion.
And I don't know if it also happened in your class, but they would the teacher would begin top 10
Yeah.
with the top 10.
Uh-huh.
So you wouldn't actually know who the top 1 is.
Yeah.
Until you finish.
Yeah, they would some of them would start writing from the 10th one,
Yeah.
and then it goes
Go
up.
up.
So it was intense for me. But again, my friends, you know, your manangs,
Yes.
Janice, Shane,
Yeah.
May-Ann,
Mhm.
you know,
All
we
of
were
you were
all-
in the top 5, right?
yes.
Yet you remained
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
good
Yeah.
friends.
I would say there is competition. Definitely there was. There was a competition. But we didn't let it get in the way of friendship.
Yeah.
Until now we remain good friends.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah. And I think I was very competitive in high school that when I was already in college, I was like, okay, I don't, it's like I got a bit
Get a bit tired.
tired,
Yeah.
lazy, although I still study. But yeah, I sort of like loosened up a bit.
Mhm.
So that's it. How about you?
High school. Well, there is one particular memory I have that I can't, I will take this with me forever. I think I've also shared this with you. You know that my birthday is San Juan.
Yeah.
24th,
Mm.
June 24th. And they started this trend. Well, I wouldn't say a trend, but more like a playful thing, where whoever the birthday celebrant is, they would get creep on your back without you knowing, and then they would smash an egg or two on your head,
Yeah.
and then they would pour flour on top of your head. So they did that to me when I was in first year high school. And well, I did enjoy it. However, because usually during the 24th of June, we wouldn't have class for some reason,
Yeah.
but we had to stay in campus. Although usually the teachers wouldn't have any classes.
Yeah.
So what happened then was we didn't have any class, so they did that to me, and I had to, of course, rinse myself, and I was drenched head to toe in water. I had to clean everything off because I had to go home, and then probably we were also waiting for other classes to start, so I had to rinse from head to toe. And then my classmates decided to nagbasahanay sila. Sang tubig. Because, well, it is San Juan and people do that in our city.
Yeah.
And when our teacher came in and she saw that everyone was wet. Well, not everyone, but almost everyone. And then I was also wet because I didn't join them, but I drenched myself in water because I had to clean myself up. And so the teacher mistakenly thought that I also joined them. So what she did was whoever was wet had to line up in the field and had to dry in the sun. It was sort of a punishment, but also a way to dry ourselves. But I had to clear my name and tell the teacher that I didn't actually join them, that I was just wet because
a victim.
I was just a victim. Although I did enjoy that one. Well, you also mentioned that I was a late bloomer. Yes, I am a late bloomer in high school. And it all started when I didn't really like studying in high school, no. But it all started when we had our subject, biology.
Yeah.
I loved biology because it was, there were illustrations. We had to learn the parts of the cell.
Yeah.
About animals, about plants. And I liked because our books had illustrations. And it was also one of the times when I realized that I was a visual learner. So what I did at that time, I made a reviewer. And I like to draw. So I made a reviewer that is very visual. I did all these graphics and it helped me. And when the exam results came out for that subject and for the other subjects, because I adopted the way I made the reviewer to other subjects, and the results were okay. So it was it was the first time that I was actually called. It was the first time that I got to the top 10 in high school.
What year was that?
2000 and...
I mean,
10.
what year were you in?
2011.
What year were you in?
Second year.
Second year. Huh.
Yeah. So it was 2011. And it was... it came as a surprise, honestly, that I...
you made it
to the top 10. And from then on, I made it a conscious effort to just maintain it because
you're already there.
I was already there, and I saw how I saw that the pride it brought to our parents.
Yeah.
And for me, because, well, I'll say this, ever since when I was in grade school and you were already in high school, and I saw you excelling in school, I always thought, wow, how do you do it so naturally and without, trying so hard? Well, because I only see what I see, and I don't really see you, burning the late night candle.
Yeah.
I only see that, wow, she goes to school and she brings home an award. how does she even do that? And well, honestly, and I would say that I was overshadowed by you. I would say that, but in a good way, of course, because I strive to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
To sort of give the same validation that you gave to our parents and the same pride that you bring home.
I think I remember we had a conversation about that,
Yeah.
saying that seeing me when I was in high school and you were
Yes.
in grade school, how it made our parents happy and proud.
Yes.
That fueled you
Yeah.
to strive to excel as well.
Yeah, and I remember it was so after you graduated high school, it was quite some time since I got in the top 10. So when dad came to the meeting and saw that I was in the top 10, he told mom that it feels great to be congratulated again. Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah. Mom told us years after, when we were in the process of, sharing memories, and I think mom did mention that, dad said that when he attended a PTA meeting for Lance, and he's in the top 10, top 5, I would say. He did say to mom, it feels great.
Yeah.
To be congratulated
Again. after several years.
After several years. Yeah. I think what else? But I just want to say again, like what we have mentioned earlier, grade school and high school, I think we got the best teachers.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
And thank you to our teachers.
Thank you.
I remember all of them.
Yeah.
And about the reviewer thing, I think it's also in high school. Same with you, that I enjoyed making reviewers. Yeah.
It was time consuming, but it
was worth it.
It was worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. And sometimes you can photocopy it and share it with others.
Yes.
Yeah. The reviewer, not the exam answers.
No, I hope not.
All right. I think we have to move on to uni life.
And this includes college and postgraduate.
Yes. Shall I go first? Uni life. Well, I don't know. It might be a common knowledge. Initially, I don't like nursing. I wanted to be a journalist. I always wanted to be a journalist. But I think back then nursing was, and probably still is, a practical choice.
And the most appealing one.
Yes. So I had to suck it up and come on, take up nursing. But eventually, I'm glad I did. Otherwise, I won't be here.
You wouldn't be
and I will not have my lovely voice.
Yes.
And nursing is a tough course. It is. Especially if you are not a natural, natural. If you're not natural with it, like me to start with, I wasn't. But eventually you learn how to love it. And also, nursing became fun. And I was able to survive it because I also have a really good circle of friends. And again, until now, we are
still in touch.
BFFs. Yes.
Still in touch. Can you say that your friends from high school and your friends from college, can you say like the growth or like any difference? When I say growth, I mean, can you say that you are now more mature at that time?
In uni, I would say, yeah, I would say. But again, like what I've said, my closest circle in both high school
and
and
college.
college, the girls were still,
In touch.
in touch.
I ask this because that's one of the first things I noticed when I was in college. When I became friends with Aber and Lauren and Sophia, I would say they were more mature in a way. No more competition. And
Yeah.
no more competition on my part, and I just really enjoyed. I tried to enjoy college, but did you enjoy college?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't.
I did. The classes. Eventually, I learned to enjoy nursing, except my shifts in
The hospital.
labor and delivery.
But you said you also mentioned earlier that you were kind of lax in college.
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I'm very much relaxed back in uni. I think I've had enough I've had enough competition in high school. I just want to relax and enjoy it, and but it was great fun. We also had the best teachers in uni, in our nursing school, and experiences that I was able to bring and apply. And yeah. And then what else? How about you?
In college, well, the effort that I put up in high school is the same kind of effort I put up when I was in college, and it was one of the wrong decisions I made because I didn't really understand the full the full weight of college.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the demands.
Mm.
I thought that the demands of college are just the same with the
In
demands
high
in high
school,
school.
yeah.
And so I have to par my efforts with the efforts I had in high school, and that was a really wrong move because college is really different. College is more demanding.
A bit of the postgraduate life.
Yeah.
So I went to Siliman. I met lovely people as well who became my really good friends as well, and they're both here.
Yeah, we just met with them.
We just
a couple
met
of days
with them
ago.
a couple of days. Junfril and Claudine, and we call it. Claudine calls it the annual renewal of friendship. So we sort of like really try to meet every year, even just once a year, to just catch up on each other. Because most of the time Claudine would text, or even some of my friends, my closest friends would text, "How are you?" But I'm very rubbish at responding, really. So everyone knows that.
And I'm sure everyone would understand that, especially that you're a mom now.
Yeah. And Siliman also gave me my years in Siliman also gave me a really good experience, especially with service learning, because we were able to go to communities. We were able to meet students from different schools as well, not just here but outside the Philippines. And it was really service learning that I enjoyed most back in postgrad years. So, and you have got a more serious postgraduate experience, I would say.
A law school. I entered law school again. I always tell people this whenever they would ask. I entered law school as a way to redeem myself from college, because I know that I really did not do well in college. Not that I failed college, but I just didn't do well in college. So I took law school as a redemption. And honestly, I took inspiration from the class valedictorian of the loss of LaSalle at the time when I graduated college.
Mm.
Yeah. So he was up on stage. He delivered a speech. And I said to myself, I want to be like him one day. Well, the rest is history. But one thing I would highlight from my law school experience is the friends that I also met.
Yeah.
I have Michael, Isabel, Trixie, Lila.
Yeah.
And until now, we're still in touch. Especially Lila. I would see her every day. And it's funny because we never run out of things to talk about. Well, what matters to me is that the friends that and the relationships I formed
You were able to
are
forge.
still.
I think to sum it all up, what made me really grateful from grade school up to postgraduate is the people that
Yes.
you met and
Yes.
and stayed and who stuck with you, in good times and in bad, even if you're, in your worst mood or whatever, they were there and they stuck with you.
Yeah. And also, the years that we spent from grade school to postgraduate also tell us that we meet people along the way that won't stay forever.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
And that's okay.
That's fine.
What's important is your core people.
Yes.
And you don't have to talk to each other every day. No.
Yeah.
You kind of pick up
Where you left off.
Yeah, it's always like that. I have that kind with my friends from grade school, high school, uni, postgrad. We just sort of, it's like there were no years or days or months that passed by. It's like, it's like we're talking every day.
Yeah.
Even if we actually don't. So those people are for keeps, I would say. And I think we have to wrap up this episode. So we would like to say thank you again for listening.
Thank you for sticking with us. It's been what, 2 episodes already?
2 episodes.
And if you're still watching, thank you.
Or if you're still listening, you don't have to watch us. You just you can just listen.
You can listen. Or you're doing something else. If you want to drown other noises with our voices, you can do that if you want.
But seriously, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We love to share memories. It's just like we're talking to each other and recollecting those moments.
Thank you. Once again, this is Lance.
And this is TJ.
And this is
Two Sibs in a Podcast.
Thank you for watching.
And we hope you like that.
If you want to see more of us,
please like and subscribe.
see you on our next episode.
Thanks.